Welcome to my channel Adhyan with Flow. Let's start with our new chapter, chapter 7, structural organization in animals. In our previous video, we already discussed about cell. Now this is time to discuss about tissues, and after tissues we will discuss about organs. And then we discuss about body. In your NCERT, there is earthworm, cockroach and frogs. So let's start with tissues. Okay, first I want to ask that what do you expect from unicellular and multicellular organisms? Which organism contain tissues? Guys, this is already made up with single cell. We know now cells arrange and they make tissues. Tissues will combine and they make organ. So what do you expect? This is already a single level organism, single cell. So what do you expect? They have tissue system? No, guys. But yes, multicellular organisms have tissue system. Let's start with animal tissue. Animal tissue, those tissues which are present in animals, living cells, animal cells, multicellular organism. They divided animal tissues into 4 parts. First is epithelium, second is our connective tissue, third is our muscular tissues, and fourth is our neural tissue. All thing is writing here. First is epithelial, connective, muscular, and neural. Epithelial tissues are different from connective tissues. Connective tissues are different from epithelial tissues, muscular tissues, neural tissues. Muscles tissues are different from connective tissues and neural tissues and epithelial tissues. And here is neural tissues are different from epithelial tissue, connective tissue, and muscular tissue. Because cells are different in epithelial tissues. So different cell make different kind of tissues. Connective tissues are different from other tissues because they made up with different kind of cells and they different kind of cells arrange and they make different kind of tissues. Muscle forming cells are different, so muscle forming cells are different, so they make different kind of tissue. Neural cell is different, so they make different kinds of tissue. So let's start with epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is a part of animal tissue. Okay, what is the specific feature of epithelial? According to their name, epithelial means they covered outer part of body. Assume this is your body. It may be present here outer side, it may be present inner side, as well as it may be present outer side and it may be present. They make outer covering of the body. They divide it into 2 parts. First is simple epithelium and second is compound epithelium. Simple epithelium, what do you understand by simple epithelium? They composed of single cell, means this is the basement layer and this is your single layer. We call it as a simple epithelium. And if compound epithelium made with 2 or more cell layer and has protective function as it does in our skin. Now epithelial tissue further divided into 2 parts, simple epithelial and compound epithelium, and this simple epithelial is further divided into 4 kind of cells. First is squamous, second is cuboidal, and third is columnar. All right or not? Look at here. The first is squamous. Look at here, the squamous, flattened cell, no gap, maximum combine. Second is cuboidal, they are already in cube like shape. Third is columnar, column like, pillar like. And next is columnar cell, but they bearing cilia. Look at here, guys, they are also columnar cell, but they bear what? Cilia. Cilia is responsible for what? Cilia is responsible for movement. The increased surface area. Okay, now first we will discuss about squamous. I'm saying that animal tissue divided into 4 parts. First is epithelial, second is your connective, third is your muscular, fourth is your neuronal. Now epithelial is further divided into simple epithelial and compound epithelial. Now simple epithelial further divided into 4 parts: squamous, cuboidal, columnar, and columnar that we are what? Cilia. Okay, we are here right now. So squamous epithelial, it is made a single thin layer of flattened cell with irregular boundaries. They are found in the walls of blood vessels and air sacs of lungs. Guys, this thing is important. Means if someone asks describe epithelial tissue, you should write according to their sequence. You have to firstly draw the flow chart. And explain one by one their name, their 1 to 2 properties, and their examples like where they located. Squamous tissues, this is the part of what? This is the part of epithelial tissue. It is made up with single layer of flattened tissues. Second point is they have irregular boundaries. Look at here. Here is thick boundary, here is thin boundary. Here is thick, and at the border part they are thin, and here middle part they are thick. Irregular boundaries. Now example, what do you write in examples? Example number 1. They present in the where they present in the blood vessels. Blood vessels which carry guys, which carry blood. They present air sacs of lungs. They present in air sacs of lungs. Guys, how they work. Now fourth function is how they work. Okay, this is the property. This is the example, and here is the function, like how they perform. They performing involved in function like forming a diffusion boundary. They exchange their material according to diffusion process. What is diffusion? Diffusion means if I have some high concentration molecule, if I have molecules, solid particles in our higher concentration, what they do? Now higher concentration molecule is present, they travel to their lower concentration area. High concentration molecule travel towards their low concentration area. If this is the perfume bottle, in perfume bottle perfume have their high concentration, and if I remove this cap, then what happen? This perfume molecule evaporate, this perfume molecule in their high concentration, and they move outside the bottle. They flow to their high concentration to low concentration. Now next we will talk about second is cuboidal. They are cube shape. I repeat again, squamous tissue, that they are single layer, flattened, irregular. They present in the wall of blood cells. Look at here, blood cells, and where air sacs. Alright, how they perform their function with the help of diffusion. Now let's talk about cuboidal cell. According to their name, they are cube-like in structure. Look at here, they are cube-like structure. They are cube-like in orientation. Again, they compose of a single layer. Here na guys, single layer is present. Okay, they are cube-like. So these are the properties. These are the properties of cuboidal epithelium. Now this is time to their examples, guys. Let's learn where they found. They found in the duct of glands, tubular parts of nephron in kidneys. Guys, what is the example? They said that we have glands like pituitary glands, like thyroid glands, like thymus gland, like adrenal gland, like parathyroid glands. Okay, testes, ovary. These are what? These are guys glands. Liver, pancreas. These are glands, and they found some ducts, of these glands. We know that glands, endocrine glands, guys, they release their hormones without duct, but it doesn't mean that glands does not have any kind of duct. Okay, they also have their duct that connect to one gland to another gland. Okay, we know that endocrine glands release their hormone without the help of ducts, but it doesn't mean that they do not contain any kind of duct. They have duct. Okay, now where they located? Tubular part of nephron in kidney. Guys, this is the glomerulus. This is the Bowman's capsule. This is the what? Tubular part start of kidney. We already study about this. This is the tubular part. This is the whole. Here to here. This is the whole part of tubular part. The tubular part of kidney. They made up with what? Cuboidal. What? Cuboidal epithelium. Now fourth thing is write down their function. They useful in secretion and absorption. Here these cuboidal epithelium, what they do? Here they absorb like water, like something important, like amino acid, like glucose. And secretion, they release like urea. They secrete urea from outside the body. Now let's talk about columnar epithelium. According to their name, columnar, they are columns like structure. They are column, pillar like structure. They also contain with single layer. These are their property, guys. Write down their name, their property, their example, and their function. Single layer or tall and cylindrical cell. Of course, they are tall, long, and cylindrical structure. Their nuclei are located at the base. This is the specific thing, that their nuclei located at the bottom of the cell. They are found where location is the lining of stomach. Here columnar tissues are present, and intestine. Clear or not? And their function is again secretion and absorption. Now if the columnar and cuboidal cells bear cilia on their free surface, they are called as a ciliated epithelium. I told you now, If columnar contain what? Cilia, we call it as a ciliated epithelium. If columnar also contain what? Cilia, we can also say columnar ciliated epithelium. Here, the PCT part of proximal, this is part also contain what? These are made up with cuboidal, but also they contain what? Cilia. Alright or not? Yes, good. What is the function of ciliated epithelium? Their function is move particles. Move particles. Where they present? They present. I'm giving you one example. Like they present in the fallopian part of, look at here, this is the fallopian tubules. This is the fallopian tubules. They are made with ciliated epithelium. They are made with ciliated epithelium. And there is some organ like bronchioles. We know not trachea divided into bronchus, bronchus divided into bronchi, and bronchi divided into further bronchioles. So here, bronchioles also bear what? Ciliated epithelium. And fallopian tubes, they are present in female. They also bear what? Ciliated epithelium. Look at here, guys. Some of the columnar or cuboidal cells, columnar means pillar-like structure. They are talking about pillar-like structure. And cuboidal get specialized for excretion, and they are called it as a glandular epithelium. They want to say that somewhere these columnar and cuboidal, they transform their structure. They transform their structure, modify their structure, and they secrete some special thing. They secrete what? They secrete some special thing. Of course, enzyme, na guys. Of course, enzyme. If we want to talk about some secretion, we already know it may be hormone, it may be enzymes also. That's it. We call it as a glandular tissues. We call it as a glandular epithelium. This is the part of epithelium, okay? We are staying at the gland epithelial part here. Okay, they divided into further two parts. Two parts or no? Two parts. First is unicellular and multicellular. Guys, here we are not talking about unicellular organism, multicellular organism. No. This is the part of glandular epithelium. Unicellular, these glandular epithelial made with single type of tissues, single types of cell, single type, same type of cells. And this is they contain cluster of cells, cluster, different kinds of cells cluster. The example of unicellular, goblet, remember this name, goblet cells of alimentary canal. And what is the example of multicellular? Best example, salivary glands. We have a 3-pair salivary gland in our buccal cavity. Yes or not? Yes. On the basics of mode of pouring their secretion, glands are divided into two categories. If we talk about glandular epithelium, let's talk about some gland. What kind of glands, ducts describe? In our body, there is two types of glands, exocrine glands and second is endocrine glands. Exocrine glands, they release their enzymes. They require ducts or not. And another one is endocrine glands. They release hormones. They doesn't need ducts. This is the mainly feature. This is the main important feature. Like exocrine, exocrine glands secrete mucus, saliva, earwax, oil, milk, digestive enzymes. Remember this thing, na? Remember enzymes, some juices, okay? Or now what is endocrine? They do not have any kind of ducts and they release hormones. Okay? So this is all about what? This is all about what? Epithelial tissue. Guys, animal tissue, we divided into animal tissue into 4 parts. In this video, we already completed our epithelial tissues. Epithelial tissue, in epithelial tissue, they also divided into 2 parts, simple epithelial tissues and compound epithelial tissues. Now, again, simple epithelial tissue, we further divided into some parts. We already discussed their all parts, squamous. Okay, guys, draw a flowchart and write down one important short note like this. Divide animal tissues like this. Okay, and now write down their names and some 1 to 2 line short words, so you can understand when you read this word, then you can take idea. Okay, in this epithelial tissue, I have to write this one, this point. That's it. Write down some 1 to 2, 3 specific words, so this you can understand. No one else. Only you can understand this thing. Then divide it into other parts. If they have many parts, they divide into many parts and write down again their name and their short keywords, so you can identify. If someone gives you describe epithelial tissue, then you can easily make a flow chart and you describe one by one. So this is the shortest, smartest thing. And if you represent this thing in your examination, no one can deduct your marks. Okay. Now here is completed. What? Here is your simple tissue, simple epithelial complete. And now last guys, last compound. We know now epithelial tissue divided into simple and compound. Let's talk about epithelium of compound. This is the compound. What is the meaning of compound? They made with multi-layer of cells. And simple tissues they made up with single layer of cells. Their function is mainly protection, guys, because they are very thick in orientation. They make the protection. They make a protection. They cover the dry surface of skin, the moist surface, buccal cavity, pharynx, inner lining of duct, of salivary glands, and pancreatic glands. There is important, guys. This example is specific, guys, very specific. You have to remember. You have to remember. You forget to subscribe my channel, guys. You forget to subscribe my channel. Then please subscribe now. Remember this thing also and this thing also. This is important. This is important for your competitive exam, your classroom exam, your board exams. And this also important, guys, to get more and more further new updates, latest upgradation of your NCERT. Okay, compound epithelial. Now we know that they are multicellular, they useful in the protection. These are the examples. Now all cell in epithelium are held together with little intracellular material. Okay. Now I'm describing this whole thing. Guys, there are ICM and there are ECM, guys. Listen carefully. This is not in your NCERT. This is, guys, this is explanation. This explanation in my channel. Guys, this is ICM in our body and ECM. What is the full form? Intercellular matrix. And what is the full form of ECM? Extracellular matrix. Shall I repeat? Intercellular matrix, extracellular matrix. Both are present in our body. Both are present in our body. What do they do now? Guys, what do they do now? Guys, ECM, what they do? This is the basement membrane. And this is the cell. Okay, this is the cell. ECM, what they do? They attach cell to their basement membrane. They attach cell to other part of the body, like collagen, like elastin, like fibrinogen, like fibronectin. These are the example of ECM. And what is the ICM? Guys, this is the normal fiber. That's it. This is the basement membrane, and this is the what? This is the what, guys? This is the cell. They connect with their basement membrane with the help of some fibers. Guys, this connection is not easy. That this cell connect with this cell, this cell connect with this cell. No. This is not easy, na, guys. They have some specific fibers, junctions. In your NCERT, they describe junction. So I'm not describing here collagen, elastin, fibrin, fibrinogen. According to your NCERT, let's focus on junction. What they do? Junction, what they do? They attach cell to cell. Cell to cell. They attach cell to matrix. Wait. They attach cell to matrix. Means any kind of matrix part like collagen, fibrinogen, etc. Or not? Yes or not? Okay, according to your NCERT, there is some junctions like adhering junction and gap junction. Now I'm going to describe about, wait, I'm writing here. It may be cell-cell junction, it may be cell and matrix junction. Okay, let's talk about tight junction. They have to stop substance from leaking across the tissue. This cell-to-cell junction, okay, we know. But sometimes this cell-to-cell junction is more compact. These two cells attach very close proximity. They didn't exchange anything. No. They don't exchange anything. No. बिल्कुल नहीं. Because they are tightly combined. They can't cross anything. Not even gas, not even water, nothing. What is adhering? Now, this is also cell-cell junction, guys. This is the also cell-cell junction. Okay, they are normal work. They adhere to their neighboring cell. Not in tightly manner. Relax, guys, not tightly. They can exchange. Now, next is your gap junction. Now, let's talk about gap junction. Guys, what is the feature of your gap junction? They have gap. Wait. I'm drawing like this manner. This is the gap. What is this? Is the gap. They can facilitate. They can communicate. They can connect with the neighboring, with the adjacent cells. This is the gap. They can transport their ions, their molecules, and sometimes some big molecules. Okay, so this is the tight junction. They don't cross anything. No. Adhering, they adhere with the surface, they adhere with their other cells. They can exchange little bit. And this junction, gap junction, according to their name, guys, gap. According to their name is, guys, tight. According to their name is adhere, means giving surface. Gap, they can cross in maximum amount of the molecules, ions. And something is plasmodesmata also. This kind of junction is present in plants. The name is plasmodesmata. Right now, we will not talk about the plant tissues. We are stick on animal tissues. So, guys, plant cells also have junctions. So, this is the three types of junction, and this is the important of the Very important of your, according to your book. Yes or not? Yes, guys, yes. So that's all about your epithelial tissues, epithelial cells. Now, in this video, we complete this tissue. In our next video, we will switch towards the connective tissue. So thank you so much. Thank you for listening me. If you still not subscribe, guys, subscribe my channel and keep smiling and revise. Okay? Don't you think you can not understand in this single time after watching the video? You have to repeat this video multiple times. Then you will become the master. Okay? Thank you.